Hey guys, in this video I'll show you how to solder a Dean's connector, but first a couple of general points. Solder fumes are bad news. Always work in a well-ventilated area or use an extractor fan. A key point for soldering is you want to tin both the things you are joining with a bit of solder first. This is a key step that many people, including myself, didn't know when they first started. If you are soldering a connector to a battery, only work with one wire at a time to avoid the chance of short-circuiting and damaging something or hurting yourself. Double check your polarity before plugging in your newly soldered connectors. This can save you many dollars. For this job, you're going to need your connectors, a soldering iron, and solder. We recommend using 1mm diameter 6040 tin to lead multi-core solder. If you're using heat shrink, a heat gun or hairdryer and a pair of scissors are also helpful. A bench vise and a pair of pliers make life easy too. And if you value your eyes, don't forget the safety glasses. Alright, let's get on to it. Using wire strippers, you want to take about 5mm of the silicone insulating cover off. I then like to twist the wires together to make it neater and to ensure there are no rogue wire strands. I recommend you tin the wire before using any heat shrink, as this process will apply a lot of heat into the wire and in some cases can cause the shrink tube to contract before you want it to. With Dean's connectors, we'll do the positive contact first, as it's the trickier one to get to. Cut off about 10mm of suitably sized red heat shrink and put it on the wire, well away from where you are soldering. When you are soldering a wire to a connector, like a Dean's or Traxxas connector, generally you will melt a generous amount of solder onto the wire and put only a slight amount on the contact. Gravity will play its part and you'll notice a buildup of solder at the bottom side of the wire that you're tinning. I like to then rotate the wire 180 degrees when soldering the wire onto the contact, as this will push all the extra solder down and form a better joint. While you want plenty of heat to get into the solder and connectors so that the joint is nice and strong, we don't want so much heat that it melts the housing or prematurely shrinks your heat shrink. With that done, we can move the heat shrink up over the joint and hit it with the heat gun or hairdryer to secure it in place. Now onto the negative, which is the same process as the positive we just did. Strip the wire, twist the wire, coat the wire with solder, heat shrink on. Add some solder to the negative contact. Join them together by adding heat. Shrink the heat shrink. Double check that you've got the polarities around the right way. The top of the T is positive. And that's it. You're now Dean of Connector University. Thanks for watching.